Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Kevin Price, Vice President of Digital Assets, and I'm here with Erdelyi from Kal Tire to talk about innovation and enterprise asset management. Christian, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So, how about we start in the very basics? Can you tell us who Kal Tire is?
Sure. So Kal Tire was founded 70 years ago in Vernon. We just had our birthday this week, 70 years.
Ah.
And Kal Tire is the...
Wait, 70 years?
70 years, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, that's great.
Yeah. So we're celebrating that this week.
That's awesome, that's great news.
So Kal Tire is the largest independent tire retailer in Canada, operating 260 plus stores, coast to coast. We are also the largest commercial tire retreading company, and we operate a couple of different divisions. We have retail, we have commercial, we do have the repair and repair division. We have recycling, and we also have the Kal Tire Mining Tire Group, which is I am working for.
I understand. So that's a lot. That's in a lot of different places.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of different assets that are floating in different areas. So I gotta ask, why is asset management important to you? And more specifically, why did you choose to fulfill that need with HxGN EAM technology?
Good question. So we, at the Mining Tire Group, we are managing our customers' mining tires, wheels and trucks. And if we look today in our EAM system, we are having more than 5,000 production trucks currently in operation. We are tracking 500,000 tires in our database. And in terms of work that we do 1 million tire inspections a year by our team members on the ground. We do close to 100,000 tire changes. And when we do this, a tire inspection normally takes about 5 to 10 minutes. And when we do tire changes, we do multiple at a time, and it takes between 7 and 8 hours. We're taking a truck out of production. And so we needed a system that allows us to plan those events carefully enough, so we are not disturbing our customers' operation, and we're making use of the available asset time as much as possible.
Makes sense. Right. And when you do this tire, you mentioned hours as a change to go through. These are not normal size tires that one thinks, right? These mining tires are enormous.
Yeah, they're up to 4 meter high, have a weight of 4 ton each, plus the wheel, another 3 to 4 ton. So they're enormous tires.
Of course.
They're expensive. They're, they're $100,000 each, or up to $100,000 each.
Wow.
And we need to protect those, right? We need to make sure that customer is getting the best life out of those investment that he's doing to keep his trucks running.
Well, it's got to be a little bit more difficult to replace and repair, though, right? I mean, there's a lot of equipment that you got to schedule.
Correct.
It's not just the tire and the replacement of the tire and the people, but there's a lot of tools that go with it too, right?
Correct. You need special lifting equipment. You need special mounting equipment. Some of those tools are created by our own R&D department.
Right.
So we're looking at what technicians are doing in the field and how can we help them to do their job more better, more easier. And there are a couple of tools that came out recently, like we have a gravitation assist system that helps the technician no longer needing to lift this big rattle gun that they use to loosen up the tire.
Gun.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, that's a good question, because you have to have the right tools to change those tires.
Correct.
They're enormous things, and without them, it's just impossible. You
Correct.
can't even move. So you got to schedule those. There's got to be a set of must-haves too in the technology toolbox, right?
Sure.
So in the technology toolbox, when you think about it, and you think about what you've implemented thus far, what were the necessary things?
We needed a product that helps us to integrate within our customers' mine sites, right? So we find a lot of systems there. We have dispatch systems, we have cycle records, We have our own autonomous tire inspection stations that we place on mine sites that are inspecting trucks and creating work orders when needed. And many of those new modern tires or trucks coming with tire pressure monitoring systems that are checking the temperature and pressure inside the tire. So there's a lot of information that is coming together, and we needed a tool that helps us to put all of that together and evaluate when we need to do a work order, when we need to do an action.
I mean, that's a lot of different data points. When you think about it from the outset, not familiar with the industry, you start to think, well, it's a basic approach, but it's really not. There's so many different data elements. There's so many different places to come into to be able to bring that all together. That's not difficult. It's not very easy to do. So I'm very impressed with what you've done so far. That's amazing.
Thank you.
What impacts have you seen thus far, though, and what lessons have you learned that you like to share with other people?
Okay, so historically, technicians like paper, right? Paper is very easy.
Oh, of course.
Easy to handle.
I thought you were saying the technician is a piece of paper. No. Yeah. They enjoy paper. They like paper. I get
exactly.
it.
They enjoy paper. And we are on the way to transit from paper to digital tools, right?
Yeah.
And I think historically the tire technician or the supervisor has spent a lot of time behind the screen recording work, but we want them to be on the workshop floor to make sure that our work is executed in a safely manner and as good as possible. Yeah. So using this information that is available and recording information without actually recording information is very important for us.
Well, I've always said a maintenance technician does his best job when they're in the field.
Correct.
They don't do a really good job when they're behind a desktop.
Correct.
And that's where you want them to be. Better wrench time, better environment. So capturing the information, recording as you do your job is always important. So where do you go from here? I mean, where do you see yourself in your innovation in maybe 3 to 5 years?
Okay. To manage tires best, you need a strategy. And there's 2 possible strategies for a mine site. Either you want to make sure you get the most out of a tire's life, or you want to be as productive as possible. I'll give you an example. If oil is $120 a barrel or gold is $2,000 an ounce, you want those trucks to run as much as possible.
Of course you do.
Move as much material,
of course you do.
Right? And in those times, you may be happy to give away some of tire life in return of more productivity and more profit, right? And there are times where oil is only $50 or gold is $1,200, and in those times you may want to squeeze a little bit more life out of your tire. You want to repair the tire, and so we want to come up with 2 buttons in our system where, depending on our customer's operation mode, we press the button for tire life or we press the button for productivity, and the system adjusts the workflow, the frequency of PM schedules, and all sorts of things to fit those operation modes.
So you want not 1 easy button, but 2.
2 easy buttons.
2 easy buttons.
Yeah. Wait, the blue and the red pill.
The blue and the red pill. That's a good idea, though. I appreciate it, because that's a lot of volatility, and that's how you react, right? Yeah. I mean, if the gold's price is large, you do something. If it's low, you do another. It makes complete sense. Listen, thanks again for your time today. I thank you for being with us for so long, and the technology developments that you've done are impacting not only your operating environment, but ours as well. And to our viewers, you can learn more by visiting hexagon.com. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.